Hello, book lovers. This is Fernanda, the founder of Books and Culture. And in this video, I would like to introduce myself to you and the reasons why I have created Books and Culture to reach book lovers around the world, just like you. Well, first of all, I'm a book lover. I just love reading. Ever since I was a child, I started reading comic books. And in fact, I have a funny story about that. My mom says that when I was a child, they would take me to a newsstand every week to choose a couple of comic books for me to read on that specific week. And then I would do that. But by the time we'd arrived home with the car, I would have already finished reading it in the car. And they found it adorable, of course. But that is how I started my journey as a reader with comic books. And it's amazing, now that I look back, it's amazing to see how I have changed and developed as a reader throughout the years. So I went from reading picture books to books without illustrations. That was another turning point in my reading journey. And I remember some books that really impacted me in that phase. For instance, Pollyanna by Eleanor H. Porter, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, Harriet the Spy by Louise Fitzhugh, and the Pippi Longstocking series by Astrid Lindgren. Let me know in the comments below if any of these books resonate with you and your own reading history. So another turning point for me as a reader was when I started reading longer books. And the one series that really pushed me to do that, and I know that that happened to millions of readers around the world who are more or less the same age as me, and that series was the Harry Potter series. So The Philosopher's Stone hooked me in a way that no other book had done before, to the stage of staying up late to continue reading at night, or discussing it with friends at school, and even started writing a sort of fan fiction with a friend of mine. So that was the first time that I interacted, that I engaged with the literary text in this way. That was very new to me. And Harry Potter also motivated me to read and to develop my skills in English language, because I was such an avid reader, Harry Potter reader, that I did not want to wait for the translations. That's why I needed to improve my English to do that. And also I wanted to have access to the author's own words without the mediation of a translator, for instance. And I can safely say that that changed my life and pretty much led me to where I am right now. So at the age of 15, I started teaching English at my hometown, and working there gave me the possibility to go on my first international trip, and I just loved it. So to be able to be with people from different cultures, different countries, different languages, to really communicate with these people, that was something completely new to me, and that really made me passionate about this cultural encounters. And I knew at that point that I wanted to do something different with my life, and that was and that had to include this cultural diversity. So I fell in love with the English language and with teaching, and I continued reading voraciously. Of course, I never stopped reading. I don't think there ever was a day in my life in which I was not reading a book, because after I finish one book, I start reading another right away. Most of the time I'm reading 2, sometimes 3 books simultaneously. And there's never been a moment in my life in which I haven't been living a parallel life through book pages. Living my own life is never enough. I always have the urge of living somebody else's adventures through book characters. So my love for books led me to study English and Portuguese language and literature at university in Brazil, where I got my first teaching degree. In fact, I followed this degree at the time specifically with the goal to become a certified English teacher. So by that time, I had been teaching English since I was 15. So I had quite an amount of experience at the age of 19, more than others that were starting out at that point. But then something happened at university, and something that changed my life. I had my first literature class, and I remember to this day that it was called Introduction to Literary Studies, and we were discussing Metamorphoses by Franz Kafka. And it just blew my mind. I had read for years before that. I thought I was a very good reader, and I was, but I was a different kind of reader. And I had no idea that reading a book could be so inspiring and meaningful, that there were so many ways of reading, approaches to reading a text, and so many layers of meaning within a literary text. So I learned that being a reader, you become a sort of detective, which is amazing, looking for clues as you read, looking for symbols, metaphors, etc. And I left the class feeling really inspired, and I signed up for all literature classes in that semester and after that. So I learned so much with my teachers and professors throughout my degrees. I took a master's degree in English language and culture in Brazil, a research master in literary studies in the Netherlands, and I'm completing my PhD in literary and cultural studies. I've taken dozens of classes, dozens of courses. I've read and discussed hundreds of books. I have taught hundreds of students, and I've learned so much along the way. So what I would love to do is to encapsulate my knowledge and experience, as well as my enthusiasm and passion for books, in short online courses available for people all over the world. I know that there are book lovers around the world who didn't really get the chance or really the wish to study literature at university, or whose career paths took them away or farther away from literature. So I'm here to reignite your book love, to support you and guide you in amazing literary journeys through different periods of time, places, cultures, languages, and even, of course, imagined worlds. So I hope you will join me in these literary adventures. And in order to know more, and you can check regularly my website, booksandculture.club. You can also follow me on Instagram at books.and.culture. And of course, you can like this video and subscribe to this channel. I will also be available here, and I will be sharing information with you about upcoming courses. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm very happy to have made your acquaintance, as Jane Austen would have said. And I hope to see you soon in another video or in one of my courses. Bye-bye.